Assalamu alaikum and welcome to École Vivante. I will give you now a short tour around this project and focus on the aspect of permacultural design here. The school is very different from all the other schools around here. It has its own concept and pedagogic system. But I can't explain all this in this short video. I just focus on the permacultural aspect. Alright, now let's enter. École Vivante stands for learning actively, and that's what we created this garden for. That everything can be taught outside when the weather is good. They should learn actively, that was the idea. So this is the entrance. And here we have painted a tree. This is like the collaboration between the permacultural aspects that's written in the roots, like diversity, the problem should be the solution, the key is observation, and up subjects like mathematics, physics, history, language, and everything they teach. So the idea is to integrate these school subjects into activities that are made outside in the garden. First of all, we start with the ethics of permacultural. And the first ethic we took here is earth care, and that's the first thing the kids they learn, taking care of things like separating garbage. This aspect done by the smallest students here on École Vivante is like daily routine work. As I said, separating garbage, flushing our compost toilets once so the urine is not smelling, feeding the chicken and get used to animals, and all things like this, keeping also the rooms tidy up, and just a fundament that we can start to work in the garden. Here we are in a toilet. This is our compost toilet. We have a separated system, like we separate urine from manure. The urine is directed into the compost, and the manure we store in the backside of this small building. We have two different compost systems here. One is a fungus and the other is a bacteria dominated compost. The fungus dominated is with our human manure. We use it for the fruit trees, and the other compost is a bacteria dominated that we use in the garden. Here, this is also a small drip irrigation system that's just coming from this runoff, the runoff of this robinet up there, which is dripping all the time a bit. So this problem became a solution, because here we have a nice and humid compost all the time, and you see it is dripping here. Another chamber to harvest all the dry material, the carbon material that will be formed to a pile twice a year. Also the other garbage is saved here. We separate especially the organic from the inorganic material. But this is another story to tell. There is no solution for garbage in this country. It's a big problem here. Okay. Here, this is now backyard of the campus. Here we have different garden fields, and this is the place where the second ethic like people care is coming to be taught. Each kid has its own sector. It's taking responsibility for its own garden place, and each year the kid learns to grow another kind of vegetable. It's always combinations of vegetables they learn to grow. So from 2nd to 6th class they are learning in total 8 different varieties of vegetables, to grow vegetables, to understand what health means, what it means to take responsibility of its own place. What you do here, it's up to the kids. But the ones who are interested, they can learn a lot here. Here we also have planted many fruit trees and goji berries, other herbs. This will turn into a nice fruit forest. Once we have comfrey here, we have peppermint and cherries, apples, almond, olives. Something that's also important for a school is to have a playground. So here all the activity of the kids is going to happen. We don't want them too much in our garden, and this is a place they love, and it's also a place that has another use. It has a very gentle slope towards this direction, so we can harvest a lot of rainwater here. It's about 300 square meters, so per millimeter of rainfall it is 300 liters. Of course it's also a bit evaporating, but it's an almost 100% runoff area. This water is directed into a small swale that's right down here. You can barely see it, but it's going all the way over there. And you may question yourself, why are all these red posts standing for here? These red posts are marking plants, because we are working here with lots of mulch, and everywhere where you can find such a red mark, you should pay attention. All the other things can be cut and turned into mulch on our garden fields. The garden fields of the students, they have other marks. They are very nicely designed and changed every year to another place. We also have a greenhouse, so the students in 4th and 5th class, they learn to grow. It's now palais du poule, that's behind, the chickens are behind. This is the greenhouse, so they grow here like tomatoes, cucumbers and other vegetables, and they will be planted outside later. This greenhouse we need here because we have strong winters, and we can have frost until May, so it is necessary. Behind we also plant like ginger, also tomatoes and cucumbers, all kinds of vegetable, and they will climb up, so we want to turn this into a little jungle. I have installed a drip irrigation system. Yeah, it's dripping all over the place, not only here, also there. And the students really like to look after their plants here, watering them, so this is working very well already. Also, air circulation is very important. We have gaps here all around. to not heat up this place too much, especially in summer it can get so hot. So we also have to protect it from the sun. We have planted mulberries here. They will produce a lot of biomass and also shading. In future, in summertime, this place will be nicely protected. Shadow of the mulberries. Behind here we have the chickens. And now we are entering zone 2. This is the chicken house. Like this. We harvest eggs every day, and even small chickens, they appear all the time. It's very big, nice and comfortable, and they have a nice climate here because these are clay walls. They can keep the warm in the cold season. Out here we have a water place. This is coming from our grey water system, so this is clean water, and they have a water supply all the time. And here we have another compost system. All our kitchen waste is ending up here, and the chickens are doing all the work. They're turning this into nice soil. Alright, and here we enter now the green oasis. This is now definitely zone 2. This is a fruit forest, the green oasis they call it here. The kindergarten is here, and the kids in the kindergarten, they also grow flowers and start very slowly, also with some active work to get used to this whole school concept. The left and on the right hand side there is a drip irrigation system. It was very important to declare the path, because otherwise we have a compacted area all over the place. So now we have garden fields on the left and the right hand side of the pathway, and we grow vegetables. We just have to turn on the drip irrigation system back there, and this will be watered, and the vegetables, they grow with very little input. So while we're talking about water, this is our grey water system, primary filter. We separate the fat from the heavy materials, they sink. It has 4 chambers, it's below this carpet, and this is the sand filter. Here we will plant it next year, and this water will be reused back there. So if the people up there in this house take a shower, they are watering the garden down here. Also, places like this are very important for a school. Here classes can work outside, and this place is used quite a lot. We also have installed other places, and that became very important. I also have many places that are not designed yet. It's still an empty place, and those are also very important, because you never know what the future is going to bring with it. So it's good to keep some place, some area free that you can design later, or someone else could do it. Alright, now we are leaving the campus and we are going up here. I will skip this now. From down here we came, and now we climbed quite a bit. So what we have up here, let me turn you around. We came to vivante, our forest. It's a bit hard to see. This is also a place that is managed by the school, part of it at least, with the third ethic, fair share. So the older students that are in college, so the upper school, they are going to make experiments here. The things they've learned in the primary school, they can now experiment themselves. They can do whatever they want, as long as they observe and document. So these experiments could be maybe one day in future something helpful for one whole valley or even this region. We want to discover here, this is an experimental place. We try to grow different varieties. We even grow in a place where it's not usual to grow something, because areas like these, they're just good for grazing. But if you take a look outside, you don't see any grass. Here we have grass because we built up a fence. We will climb up there later on. I will show you the difference between in and outside. But this is a grazing area for animals like sheep and goat, and they are here constantly. So in 2017, when we first came here, first of all we did is the earthworks. Before you plant anything, you need to do the earthworks. So David Spicer, he came here and helped me designing, planning and creating this system. It's a bit hard to see, but here now we're just coming to the swale. And yeah, all right. Yeah. Okay, are you stable now? Good. Stay like you are. All right, I was going to tell you about the swale. You maybe see this line here. This is a small gully, a small cave, exactly on contour. I think you know about swales if you know about permaculture. So these are elements very important for dry lands. And they have one single very simple use. They let the water filter in, store it in the ground, and all these fruit trees will benefit from it in future. It takes some time until this swale is working properly. Also it needs time, so the tree canopy will close and this will become a very constant system. Below the swale we have planted fruit trees, and above forest trees. So these trees below, they need much more attention, and we also plant vegetables and other things, herbs. Everything we grow here, we want to have a very diverse thing. This is zone 3, so this is for maybe perspectives, also for the people here in the valley, to make a more or less useless area like this was before into something useful. Because these hills here, let's have a look around, they are causing a lot of erosion. You see it's raining back there, and this is a huge runoff area. Most of the water will end up here down in the valley, and I've seen it flooded once. It can do a lot of damage. It can destroy houses, kill people and animals, and people are really afraid of, because they live in clay houses. They are washed away so easily, so quickly. So if you think about water, don't think about water down there where it is too late already. This is where you have to start up here, and from the highest point you can, we'll start to slow down the water as good as you can so it loses its power, and as soon as you can, you bring it out on contour, let it filter into the ground, so in future time even springs can start to push and provide a constant water supply all through the year. Because how is it like now? Water is a problem when it's here, and water is a problem when it's missing. So this is a way how we can turn this problem into a solution that's useful for everyone. But making people understand needs a lot of time, and I don't want to push this and tell anyone what's right or what's wrong, but this is a demonstration site and people can come here and discover their own. If they like it, they can easily copy it. They are welcome, they're mostly welcome, and learn from us, and whatever they want they can take it from here. It's not made for a person, it's made for public. This is a public demonstration site.